It's Ruben Lowing. It's Sunday here in McAllen, Texas. So after we did our virtual church today, I was going through my list and I'm like, I've hammered this list and it's not a lot of people on it that are in the demographic we're looking for. And I'm like, I'm going to go to the park. I'm going to go to the park. And, there's usually kids playing soccer or softball or whatever. And the park was locked up today. So they're tightening it up because of COVID-19. And so we went to Weslaco to look at some properties. And I get a call. Somebody wants me to be a guest on his show, talking about, things that we can do for the community. And I started talking about parents with their kids at home because they can't go nowhere. They can't go to school. They can't go to the park. And from my experience homeschooling, talking to people about, how they can motivate their kids, make them be in a self-paced program. Say, listen, you got this much you have to do this week, and if you can get it all done by the end of the day Thursday, I'll give you Friday off. And that keeps them motivated. That keeps them after it, right? And then the other things like taking them out and doing things like shooting, especially if you have a scope with mil dots in it. There's more people doing that now. You don't have to be in the military now to have mil dots on your scope. It used to be that's the ones that got to do that. And or take them out, if somebody who's a land surveyor, and have them, looking through the scope and seeing the little crosshairs and the tick mark, and get them to understand about the minutes and mils of angle, the measurements of angle, and how over distance, the difference that makes. And it'll cause their brain, your brains are amazing things, it'll cause their brain to start understanding trigonometry. So now when they get into trigonometry, they'll have a greater understanding. And then there's other things you can do when it comes to like algebra, a little bit about diving physics, or like laying a foundation for a building, actual hands-on. They give you an understanding of what, why you need to know what X and Y equal. Okay, there's, because who cares until you really know what it means, right? And it got me thinking about adding value to people, right? When we're talking about our finances, their finances, that's they don't get to see their money growing like they would a garden, right? Unless they're looking at it every day. They get Quicken or QuickBooks, and they're putting in all their financial information. I remember when I did that, and I'd be looking at it like multiple times a day, like watching them numbers, like I was watching a plant grow or something, right? But when people do start seeing their accounts grow, all right, now it has way more value, right? They take ownership of it, and the odds of them discontinuing their program lessen. Okay, so hence you don't get chargebacks. So there's just some of the things that tying into the value. Like this person asking me, what can people do in the community? So if you've got a little tactics for homeschooling, or things that they can challenge their children to do that cause them to forward think. You know, it gets them out of their subconscious programming. Okay, it gets them out of the rut in their brain, the parents and the children. Okay, and then the same thing when it comes to the finances, and you get to understand that if you look at if everybody was taught to do this and how to set it up, but they're not. You have to find out, you have to figure it out on your own, or somebody's got to teach you. And when people want to do it. People want to be self-sufficient. They want to be independent, financially independent. Okay, and so every little bit of advice to help them get there, they'll be very interested. And you have to understand that you know everybody's so used to thinking that they're going to sell, you know, people got to treat them the same way that they do when they're selling laundry detergent, or, you know, lotions, potions, and pills and vitamins and all that. Okay, what everybody wants to know how to make more money and how to make their money make more money. And when you understand that, then you can have, there's more value in what we do for people. And you can find ways to do it all over the place. I mean, that's this coronavirus thing is on everybody's mind. Okay, well, they're tired of worrying about it. They're tired of being frustrated by it. They want to learn to work around it. They want to learn to be able to prosper despite it. All right. Have a great day.